LSU, just conference opener. You know Nikki. I mean, how big a deal?
Yeah, it's a tough opener, and Nikki knows us. We know her. You know, it's just going to be a very competitive game, and it's going to be fun. And I'm excited that she gets to come and be a part of Candace getting her jersey retired as well.
How much do you know about LSU right now, based on?
Well, I think Nikki's done a great job. I think she's had some freshmen step up. I think they're doing doing what they're running a matchup, a little bit of a matchup zone, sagging man. She'll come in and do some things that we haven't seen as well. So we'll press us. We'll run the ball. A little bit of kind of what we do. We probably play more man-to-man than she does.
You know, what's your thoughts overall on the as you start league play on the league itself? I mean, you've got teams, you've got several teams ranked. You've got some new coaches and things. And I mean, what are you expecting?
Well, Dan, that's a great question. I think the SEC is there's a lot in the top 20. I think it's very competitive. It's very athletic, and I think our pre-schedule of the before the SEC conference play is going to help us, because we've played different type of teams. We've played athletic teams. We've played shooting teams. So I think that's the variety that we have in the SEC, and hopefully it'll prepare us for conference play.
Holly, the ceremony before the game with Candace, just the emotion of that, and obviously you've coached her, to have her back here. What does that mean?
Well, it's well deserving. You take a young lady who came in with a lot of hype, and she lived up to the billing, and that's tough. And helped us win a couple of national championships, and she just does things right, and I think Lady Vol fans are excited, and it's an honor for us to have her jersey retired. It's a really special day.
What does that do for the game at all, if anything? I mean, you got that a few minutes before the game starts. Players
Well,
feed on that.
We talk about it, and I hope they feed in a positive way. I don't, we've had a lot of ceremonies before games, so I think they're used to it. Probably the freshmen haven't been in that environment, but the upperclassmen have. So I would expect it would be okay. We'll address it and talk about it, and go through what's going to happen, and make sure they stay focused.
You think it might be a distraction
I don't.
For your young kids?
I don't. I think Candace has been around these kids, and so I don't think it'll be a distraction.
You've had, so many stellar players come through here. Shamiqua stands out. Candace is right there. How does she separate herself, I guess, and what's her identity and legacy, I guess, with this program?
Well, I think Candace was a different kind of era of a player. She was a multi-dimensional player. I think you saw us post her up. She played the 5. She played every position for us. She had to play the point guard at one point. So I think you look at how she plays, and she can play all positions. And I think for her, that's it stands out that of the type of player she is, and where that player, the type of player, has gone and where it is now. I think Candace kind of led the way of understanding if you're 6'3", you're not always in the paint. You will get utilized where you're needed and what you can do, and Candace could play all positions.
Was she a progression from what Shamiqua did? Different?
Well, I think Shamiqua, they're kind of two different types.
Yeah.
I think Shamiqua was a 3-4 player. I think we started off thinking Candace would be just a 3 player, but ended up being a great 4 player for us, and then could handle the ball full court. So when you get a player like Candace, it's very difficult to defend, because she can handle the ball full court, and then she can post you up. So if you put somebody small on her, she'll post you up. You put so you put somebody big on her, she'll go by us. That's what made her special.
Would you like to have her in uniform Thursday?
Love to. Before we retire her jersey, let's put it on her first, and then we'll retire afterwards.
How much going forward is obvious you reoriented to go inside in the last game? Now you get into the LSU.
We're still going to do that. I think we've been doing that, Dan, but I think probably Stanford, we got a little bit away from it. But that's always been our philosophy, and that's always what we kind of want to do. But that's our plan.
So is that where it's going to start from this point forward? And when you come into a game, we want to try to get it inside.
It's kind of been that way, but it sometimes doesn't pan out that way.
Well, if that's the way it's going to be, how much of a difference will it make if Mercedes is as active going forward as she was in the last game?
Well, I think Mercedes is just getting she's just now getting used to the tempo and things being physical and the pace of the game. I think each game she's going to get better and better, and we're going to keep putting her in different situations, and I think she's going to be fine. I think time for Mercedes in practice and game situations she just keeps getting better and better.
Holly, I know that you've had a game in between the LSU game and the Stanford game, but how much do you be curious or interested to see how this team responds to a step up in competition from this past weekend against Lipscomb?
Well, I want to see how we carry over what we did with Lipscomb, because I thought we played a really solid all-around game, and I want to see how we play and carry it to into conference play. And I was really proud of us because we could have got this. We could have got laxed and we got ahead and we could have backed off, but I think we kept our focus, and I think that hopefully that'll carry over into the LSU game.
Janet having a little soreness.
Yeah, I think she's just, she's just now back, and she's just I hadn't been in town, but I probably overdid a little bit, and they're just being very precautious.